To date is day 22 of Ramadan. Let's freaking go. So, I have not caught up to AW yet, so I'm sorry that I have not been able to cover um, AW episodes for the last month or so. I finished watching AW episodes for February, so right now I'm going to watch the episodes on March, and then I could get into um, April, and then I will get caught up. I don't know why at this like I was not watching AW in the first place for some reason. I think I had like trouble with my storage in my laptop, so that's why I have not gotten the chance to watch AW at all since at the start of February. Not just that, but also the fact that I was getting a lot of like assignment and college work and stuff. So yeah, I'll try my best to caught up with AW because I want to make the AW Revolution anime opening, and also I have not finished any of my WW anime openings. I have so many things in mind to finish at least one of them before I get into the next one. Right now I'm stuck in the anime ending. Uh, I really want to finish that one because I want to. I know I'm not going to get a lot of views for it, but I want to finish that one. And then I'll work on WrestleMania. We are getting really close to Backlash, and I have not done WrestleMania. And then also, I have not watched Revolution, and we are getting closer to the next pay per view, which is Double or Nothing. Like, I have not caught up with AW at all. I don't know what their next pay per view is. Is it Double or Nothing? Is it All In? Is it let's hope that I caught up with. I don't think I'm going to watch the AW All Access episodes. I think I'm going to watch them when I had like some time off. When I like, oh, I need something refreshing. I'll try to watch the reality show. But for now, I don't think I'll give it a chance. A lot of people said it's good. I mean, it covers the behind the scene of AEW, and it covers their um, real life. So that's really interesting. I would like to watch it, especially the first episode, where it covers the injury of Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. So I think I'll watch them when I have the chance. AW All Access is not like something that you need to watch at that very moment because it covers something that happened like a year prior, what happened last year. So yeah, so let's get into what I put in the thumbnail and also in the title. Um, if you see from the title, I said it clearly says that does Resident Evil 4 remake deserve to win Game of the Year? So this is something that a lot of people have been debating on for the past couple of weeks since the release of Resident Evil 4. So I remember a couple of months ago, one game that was really controversial took the storm. Okay, I hope my connection has been getting really bad. So, like I said previously, there are a couple of games that you can just watch YouTubers play, and you could get the same experience that they are having. For example, like walkthrough games, but there are other games like Cyberpunk, where there are main story and side story, and then there are collectibles and upgrades. Those are the kind of games that you cannot really rely on YouTubers to play because you will not get the same experience. When that YouTuber misses something, you're like, you need to go here, here, and here, but they will not listen to you because the video is pre-recorded and it's not a live stream. So this game that I'm going to talk about falls in that category, and that game is none other than Hogwarts Legacy. I don't care what you guys uh, are saying about the game is beautiful. It's amazing. It's something that a lot of Harry Potter fans really dying to get for. Even though there are some controversy going on with the writer J.K. Rowling. I'm not going to get into that because even though I kind of agree with her opinion, which said that trans people are not, the same because of my religious belief. But the fact that she said Hermione Granger is black, even though it's in the book, it says that she is white, pale as white. I still cannot get quite. That's something that I still cannot get behind. So J.K. Rowling have pros and cons from my point of view. Me seeing the writer of Harry Potter, I see the pros and I see the cons. So I don't want to talk about the controversies behind the writer, but the game was really really good. It's one of those games where I want to get my hands on. I want to experience it myself, create the character, embrace the world building, the character building, embrace the story, embrace the nature of the game. With some of the small things like the mini games and stuff. You can have like a breeding pen, and it was like breeding pen. Is that an English word? Like a place to breed the beasts. And it was really beautiful. And back then, I thought Hogwarts Legacy definitely deserved to win Game of the Year this year. But then another game came out just a couple of weeks ago. That game is the title in this video, which is Resident Evil 4 Remake. Look, I was one of the people who says that Resident Evil 4 does not deserve to get a remake. Resident Evil 2 and 3, they deserve to get a remake because the game was really old. Alright? The game was really, really old. So, it was a great idea to remake those two games to reintroduce people to to the world of Resident Evil, and then to the main characters like Claire Redfield, Leon S. Kennedy, um, Ada Wong. Who is the main character for Resident Evil 3? Yeah, whatever her name is. Like it was a great way. Like I said previously, people were probably familiar with Resident Evil by Resident Evil 7 and 8 with the first person um, point of view, and also with the character Ethan instead of characters like Leon and others. So I think that was a great way to. I think the remake of 2 and 3 was a great decision by the developers. But for Resident Evil 4 back then, I thought they don't need to remake this. People could still play Resident Evil 4, the original one, and they would get a lot of fun experience with that game. And a lot of people would probably agree back then that Resident Evil 4 does not deserve a remake. But when multiple trailers and gameplay starts to drop, especially with the demo, people start to get behind the idea of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Because Resident Evil 4 Remake is a leap beyond Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake. 2 and 3 Remake is basically the same game. Resident Evil 3 Remake is essentially just an expansion of Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's like a whole package. You need to play 2 and 3 Remake in order to get the full experience because it's literally the same game. But Resident Evil 4 Remake is a totally different game between those two. And it definitely gives a fresh reenactment to what the old version of Resident Evil 4 had. And not gonna lie, I kind of like it. I kind of like some of the changes that they did with the game. Even though there are some stuff that I still don't like. For example, they changed the character of Ada Wong because back then Ada Wong is the kind of person who are like, I don't like. She does not care at all. She's the kind of character that does not care. all she wants to do is to finish her mission. That's why she likes to use other people, like let's say Leon back in Resident Evil 2. Even back in the old version of Resident Evil 4, her character was still the same. She literally arrives in a dress, fighting the Las Plagas, the zombies and the monsters, just in a dress, holding a grappling hook. She's the kind of person like, she doesn't care what she wears. She's there to kick ass and take names. That's the character of Ellie Wong. The problem is, they changed the character in the remake to a little bit more bitchy. So, you're not sure if she's like, what is the character of Ada? And a lot of people really hate this new version of Ada Wong. Me personally, I don't like it, but I don't hate it. I just don't like it because it's not the Ada that we used to like. And then some people also hate the voice actress of the new Ada Wong. Well, me personally, since they go with this direction of Ada Wong with this new characterization, the voice definitely fits. But so my problem isn't with the voice actress, but it's actually with the way they built the character Ada. And I think the people on Capcom also says that they tried to detone some of the stuff in the game to make it more realistic. So you don't really get a lot of the comedic stuff anymore. And then Ada doesn't wear a dress anymore. She wears like a lot more realistic outfit. She looks like a hitman or like a mercenary instead of her old dress, which kind of like kills the character in my opinion. And then also there was a line in the old version where they are going to from the castle to the another island where Leon and Ada was driving a motorboat, and then Ada was like she left Leon by shooting her grappling hook, and then the boat was gonna swirl, and then Leon said like, huh, "Woman," and it was really funny. But now Capcom said like, we're not trying to get to be offensive, so they're taking that. So they took that line away. They changed it to like, well, that's life, which does not hit more. It does not hit more than the line, huh, woman, because it shows that Leon really Leon was tired with the shenanigans of Ada Wong in the old version, but right now he was like, yeah, whatever, which does not correlate with how their characters work in Resident Evil 2, in my opinion. And there are a couple of bosses that they took away. Not a couple, just like probably like one or two mini bosses. They and I think the face of Ramon, the old version was really good, but the new version in the remake, her Ramon's face looked like an old woman, like a short old lady, and I mean, it makes Ramon look scarier in some way, but I'm not buying it. There are a couple of stuff that's really good in the remake, and there are a couple of stuff that I disagree that they put in the remake. Some of the stuff that I actually really like is the fact that um, Louis Serra looks really good. The design of Louis Serra was amazing. But in this version, Louis Serra looks like someone that you can really depend on, and I kind of like that. And also, dude, the face model of Ashley, she does not look like a teenager. On the old version of Resident Evil 4, her design looks a lot more like a teenager that feels just like a weight on your shoulder on in your journey to save her. She's she was so loud. She was so annoying with the Leon, Leon, help me, you know. But in this new version, I really like the direction there. putting I really like the direction that they put in Ashley's characterization because she's not a damsel in distress anymore like in the old version, and she's not an annoying son of a gun. She actually, you know, she's actually kind of like helpful with Leon in a couple of moments. And dude, I think this is a little bit biased, but she's beautiful as heck. I don't care. I am still 19, so yeah. I don't know if she what her age in this game is, but man, I'm still 19. So I could still say whatever I want until I hit 20, and all of a sudden, you cannot, you cannot, uh, you cannot make this character as your waifu because she's underage. And I still can, so let's cherish the moment while I still can. You know what I mean? Before the time runs out, and I could only like characters who are older than 21 years old, who are in the legal age. So let's cherish the moment while we still can. Now let's after all of this stuff that I said about the game, I love it. It's a great rendition of the original Resident Evil 4. It definitely feels fresh, and people absolutely adore this version of Resident Evil 4. And now let's get back to the question. Does this game deserve to win Game of the Year? Here is my opinion. Resident Evil 4 Remake deserves to be a candidate in Game of the Year. We still have a long way towards 2023, and there are probably a lot more games that could be considered to have a place in the Game of the Year award. Yeah, but until then, my candidates to win Game of the Year or Hogwarts Legacy. Those are my two options. The reason why I won't say that Resident Evil 4 remake is going to win Game of the Year is because it's a remake. I know you're probably going to debate that Game of the Year 2020, I think, or 2021. I can't remember. It's one of those two. Well, yeah, it was a candidate. It did not win. I think. Um, Game of the Year 2021 nominees. Nope. Is it 2020? 2020 nominees. Oh ya. Hah? Berapa? Satu kaleng aja. Kaleng. Okay. Kaleng. Yeah, yeah. Kaleng. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Final Fantasy VII was a nominee in 2020 Game of the Year, and it did not win because the winner was Ghost of Tsushima. No, no, the winner was Last of Us Part Two, which was a which was a robbery. It was a heist because that game does not deserve it. But we're getting out of topic, so let's get back to it. The reason why I don't want a remake to win Game of the Year because the winner of Game of the Year it forms the gaming industry for the next year or the next couple of years. Remember when Overwatch won Game of the Year? A lot of developers um, tries to make games that are similar to Overwatch, and that was people's concern when Fortnite was a nominee in 2018 Game of the Year. I think. Wait, Fortnite was not? I thought Fortnite was a nominee in 2018. Okay, oh, Fortnite was not part of the nominees and people were mad because needs to be nominee. The reason why they're not, because if Fortnite becomes a part of the nominees, we would probably get a lot more um, battle royale game. And yeah, we do not want to do that. I think I remember it. Was there a Call of Duty game that won Game of the Year? Oh, okay. So none of the game, none of the Call of Duty game actually won the Game of the Year award. But from what I remember, when Call of Duty first introduced the zombie game mode, a lot of video games tried to replicate the formula. Even games like Red Dead Redemption 1, it had a zombie DLC. That's how influential the zombie mode in Call of Duty was. And that's my concern, and a lot of people concerned with remake games possibly winning Game of the Year, because if a remake game wins Game of the Year, it would probably forms a mindset to a lot of game developers thinking that, well, we should just remake older games. We don't need to make new IPs, new ideas. We just have to recycle our old games and turn them into something a little bit fresh. And it's not something that a lot of people are going to be happy about. It's also the reason why people were so mad when they remake The Last of Us. The Last of Us remake. Like, why are we getting a remake of The Last of Us Part 1? The Last of Us 1 release date. When was this game released? No. No. There you go. The Last of Us 1 was released in 2013, 10 years ago. And the developer was like, you know what? Let's remake the game. That does not make any sense. Why would you remake a game that was released 10 years ago? You don't need to. Here's the thing. The world of gaming 10 years ago to this day, the leap was not that much. There's a leap in, like, ray tracing, um, real time, RTX, and then reflection, graphics, and a lot of those stuff. Those are the leaps from 10 years ago. But if we think of other games, like, let's say Final Fantasy VII, to the Final Fantasy VII remake, the the release date of the original Final Fantasy VII to the remake, it had a long gap. That's why Final Fantasy VII deserved to get a remake. It's a lot different than the game that was back then. Final Fantasy VII back then, it was just a cubic character in a turn-based RPG. That's literally Final Fantasy VII back then. And now it changed to a hack and slash RPG with a little bit of turn-based action. And it feels fresh because it does not rely on the old narrative. It actually tries to give the players a new narrative. And that's why a lot of people like Final Fantasy VII Remake. The Last of Us Part 1 Remake is feels like just a remaster. That's why a lot of people also hate this quote unquote remake. And that is why people don't like some of the games to get remake, when the release date of The Last of Us 1 was on the same year that GTA 5 was released. I mean, you see GTA 5 got like some remastered, or it got released on other platforms like on the last gen, which was on the new gen, which was PlayStation 4, PC, and now they're going to get ported into the current gen, which is the PS5. But you don't see a remake of GTA 5 because it does not deserve to get a remake, and the time gap was still 10 years ago. The reason why Resident Evil 4 release date, the original one, 2005. The first Resident Evil 4 game was released back in 2005, and it was released on the GameCube and also later on the PlayStation 2. That is why this game deserves to get a remake because it essentially have been more than 10 years. In my opinion, even though at first I feel like this game does not need to get a remake, but after seeing the remake, it definitely deserves to get a remake. And a lot of people have the same concern as me. If a remake game won Game of the Year, we are probably going to see more remakes in the future. And we're probably not going to see good remakes. That's the problem. We are probably going to see more remakes of a game that was released, let's say, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, which would probably blows our mind. The game that deserved to get um, remake are games that I would say more than 15 years, more than 10 years, I think, more than a decade. Not essentially more than a decade. I think I would say a game that was released before 2010. Yes, those are the games that deserve to get a remake. Maybe back then I would say games that were released before the year 2000. Those games deserve to be remade because the leap. Hey Louis, it's been a while. So yeah, I'm talking about why Resident Evil 4 deserve to do does the game deserve to get a remake. So my answer is no. You can watch the replay if you want to find out why. But right now, I'm saying that game deserves to get a remake if it's released before the year 2010 because because the leap of gaming has come like really far. Well, apa kabar? Kabarku baik. I'm doing really fine. Well, not with YouTube engagement, that is. I'm working on a new channel currently. I'm working on an avatar. It's going to be a video essay channel, so keep a look out for it. It's not going to be in this channel. I will make a new channel to make a video essay content on that one. Wish me luck on that one. An avatar is in the work, and I will probably make an announcement when I release that channel. Maybe not. I don't know. I kind of like want to make that channel as like a VTuber channel, but not VTuber. But at the same time, I don't also want to people to find out that it's actually me. Oh yeah, for our oh yeah, if I want to make another podcast, yeah, I will contact you. I will contact you. Right now, I have no plans to make more podcast content, but if it comes to my mind, I'll try to contact you. All right, Louis. All right, talk to you later, man. Man, I miss that guy. I think last time I ever talked to Lewis, um, like on Discord, it was so long. It was when we were having a discussion in band podcast about AEW, and it was 2 years ago, I think, back in 2021. Wow, that was insane. We had a plan to make a channel, but we haven't really get to work on that one just yet. Keep on a lookout for that as well. So where was I? I got sidetracked really, really easily. Oh yeah, video games that deserve to get a remake. Back then, I would say games that was released before the year 2000, because gaming back then and gaming now, it has a bigger gap in storytelling and graphic design and stuff. So, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake, those games work because the original one was so clunky if you are more familiar with the modern games. That's why those games deserves it. And that's why The Last of Us 1 Remake does not deserve it. And that is why I don't want a remake game to won to win Game of the Year. For now, I'm rooting for Hogwarts Legacy. But at the same time, with all of this controversy, what all of this drama with J.K. Rowling and the trans people, with the trans community, with the LGBTQ community, I don't think Hogwarts Legacy would win Game of the Year. Right now, it definitely wins in my heart. In my heart, Hogwarts Legacy wins Game of the Year. But Resident Evil 4 Remake definitely deserves to be part of the nominees alongside other games. But I don't think it deserves to win. We'll see throughout the year. Man, I've been talking for 34 minutes. My chest, uh, it hurts. So we'll see throughout the years if we are getting more banger video games. But for now, my heart says that Resident Evil 4 Remake deserves a nominees in Game of the Year. But in my heart, the winner is Hogwarts Legacy. But we'll see. We still have 8 more months in 2023, and let's see the future of gaming. So there you have it. That's my opinion on if Resident Evil 4 Remake deserves to win Game of the Year. And we have 7 more days of Ramadan of our daily live stream. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully with a recap of SmackDown. That is if I got the chance to watch the show on the very same day, which is something that probably won't happen. If I don't do a recap of SmackDown tomorrow, I don't know what else I want to cover because I'm running out of stuff that I want to talk about. I cannot do video game reviews because I have not been playing any video games for the past couple of weeks. I've been trying to get into Space for the Unbound, but I have not gotten the time to play the game yet. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow on another Ramadan live stream. My name is Defaja, and I'm signing out. Peace.